Hi, my name is Sridhar Rangayan. I'm the Festival Director of KASHISH Mumbai International Queer Film Festival, which is having its 12th edition right now. And we are the third weekend. You must have already seen hundreds of LGBTQ films over the last 2 weekends. So welcome to the third weekend. And we are in conversation today with the filmmakers of the International Narrative Shorts Competition 3. And we have the beautiful Nancy CRUZ, the director of the film April's Last Memories. And we have Stefan, who's joining us from Austria. He's the director of the film Fabiu. So thank you for joining this, and of course to conduct the Q&As. As always, we have ABHRA Das, the festival team member, the jury coordinator, and the curator himself. So thank you, ABHRA, for joining in, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Sridhar, and I'm very happy to welcome both of you once again. Welcome to Kashish, and thank you so much, Nancy and Stefan. First of all, you have made such beautiful films. Both of your films are just so wonderful, and thank you for choosing Kashish to showcase them. And I would begin our Q&A, but before that, could you I would start by asking each one of you if you could just give us a brief background of the kind of work that you do or the kind of work that you've been doing, to give us an insight into your filmography. Nancy, if you would like to go first, and then Stefan, and then we'll enter the conversation. Yeah.
Well, I'm study cinema here in Mexico City in the National Film School, and this is this was like my short film from degree to the film school career. So I already work in the script like maybe 5 months, and it's like my thesis of the career, this short film.
Wonderful, wonderful. And Stefan, how about you?
Hello, thank you for having us. I started writing and directing till 2013 in Vienna. And Fabiu is my second medium-length film, and I made a documentary feature before. And right now I'm into editing of a new short film. Yeah, and this time it's a comedy, so we will see. Yeah.
How wonderful! So both of you are, they have been into this filmmaking. Can you take us through the journey of how you came up with this particular idea, and what was it that you were going through before you decided that this is the story I want to tell, the story of Fabiu and of these two beautiful ladies? Yeah, whoever, Nancy, if you would like to go first.
Well, I started to write this because, I live in Mexico City, and here in Mexico City is a little bit open with the gay and LGBTQ team in Mexico City, but all the small towns in Mexico, they are like very conservative, and it's like a taboo to talk about homosexuality in all the country, except in the city here. And I grew up in a small city in the West Coast, near to Guadalajara. And I already grew up in a very conservative and Catholic place and town. So when I was here in the film school, I think that I wanted to talk about this theme outside the city, and how is to say goodbye to the person that you love more in the town that you grew up, and how do you how it's possible to say goodbye and to say that you love someone in a place like this.
Right. I mean, I totally get it, because it's also your protagonists, April and Camilla. Both of them are, at an age where, they're still adolescent. It's coming of age, and they're still trying to figure out how do they express their love for each other, and also one has to say goodbye, right? And one thing is something which you said so nicely, that yes, in a metropolitan city, maybe in a bigger city, the conversation might be different. But I'm so glad that a lot of filmmakers are also exploring ideas about LGBTQ life, sexuality in smaller towns, which may not have access to so much of an open conversation. So, and you've managed to put the place. It's a beautiful seashore, and we see such lovely the mothers cooking the fish, and we also get an idea of how life would be in a small town by the sea. One very beautiful scene in the film is of the bird, which is also such a beautiful metaphor, where the girl gifts a painting of a bird, and then the other one just tears it and throws it away. So please tell us a little bit about that particular scene, which is also about moving on,
Yeah.
and also going to a physical journey, which becomes a metaphor for a kind of an inner journey. So if you could tell us a little bit about that particular thing.
Yeah, actually, that small paper was at the first beginning of the script. It was like a letter from
Okay.
to which Camila write to Abril, and Abril read it in the car. But I decided that it was like pretty, that it was just like a picture or a draw, because all the final decisions in the script was it was like established that they can't talk about this love, and they are like it's like an impossibility to communicate what they are feeling.
Right.
So yeah, I decided that it was just a draw, because the characters didn't know how to talk about their feelings.
Right.
So
That's so wonderful, because it's also
and
that age. Yeah, sorry.
no, and it's I don't know. Here in Mexico, it's also the theme that if you grow up in a small town as a woman, it's like your destiny is to become your mother, and
Right.
it's like a think about a thought about the only thing that you can do if you grow up as a woman in a small town is to be a wife, and that is the thing that everybody decides for you, or is the best that you can do with your life to get someone's wife. And I like that these both characters, they are like disturbing all these rules, but they are too young to express all these things, I think.
Right, that's so wonderful, Nancy. Yes, of course, like patriarchy is very much present, and it's all across the world. Patriarchy is so deeply entrenched, but you've managed to show us, a whole ray of hope in a way, in breaking that stereotype. Stefan, at this point, I would like you to join, because your film again is such a beautiful portraiture about what old age can do, you know,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
there's such a stark contrast between this beautiful young boy and this fragile old man, and
Mm.
then the bond. I mean, initially it's just a bond, and then it becomes something more, and
Mm.
then there are visuals where that could be uncomfortable for many, but you just, there are such beautiful silences in the film that just cuts across a lot of barriers. So if you could just tell us a little bit about how you came up with these wonderful characters.
Um, First of all, I wanted to tell something personal because my first medium-length film was a thriller, and I thought to develop my storytelling skills, I would have to tell a personal story and to confront myself with my own emotions. And yeah, so I wanted to tell about my coming out, and in fact, it's I came out after I had a very terrifying nightmare where I saw myself as an old man who realizes that he never had experienced real love, and yeah, to saw this old man was really very intense for me, and it made me overthink my life, and made me come out to my friends and to my family, and I wanted to transport this feeling, and this perspective, the perspective of an old man and how he thinks about his life, and yeah, that I wanted to transport with this story. Yeah.
Right. And that you have done so beautifully. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Stefan, for giving us insight into how you got this particular theme. It also deals with disability, which, and also with so much sensitivity. Will you tell us how did you cast these two wonderful actors, and or also were they from the community? Were they do they identify themselves as LGBTQI, or also a part of the crew? Did you manage to get people from the LGBT community to be a part of your film for this?
No, not in an active way, but it was very hard to find the lead actor, the old man. What was very surprising for me, because I thought there are not many good roles for elderly people, so I thought they would be happy to play such a role. But it turned out that they were afraid to play such a depressive character, and to confront with their own aging. So I tried to get one actor after another, and the 13th actor I asked was Günther Toller, who then played Arthur. And what's special about Günther Toller is that he was the first famous Austrian who came out as gay. He was a TV host in the 80s and 90s, and yeah, he was the first one who came out as gay in public. So it was a special role for him. He understood what I needed, and he wanted to give it to the film and to me. And yeah, I think he did a great job and enriched it with his own experiences. And he told me that he knew people who had a life like Arthur, who never had the chance to live their sexuality. Yeah, and Christoph, who played Fabio, is a theater actor, and I looked for someone whose mother language is Hungarian, and I only found two actors with acting experiences, and I thought he looked better, so I chose him. Yeah, and also he did a fantastic job. He has such a sensitive way to express his insights. Yeah.
Right. All his feelings were, he could express so much without saying much, without,
Yeah.
even though there were not too many dialogues, or maybe one or two dialogue that was that came across really wonderfully. So that was really beautiful. Nancy, how about you? Was it easy to cast the girls? How difficult
No,
was it?
no, actually, at the beginning, I was thinking about to cast in the town where I was to film, but at the end, I decided for professional actresses, and actually, they both girls, they are like 23, 25 years, I think they have, but they are too like small, and they look like 16 or 17. But actually, Ari, who plays Camila, she was my classmate in the film university because she studied theater in the same university that I studied film. So in the last year we took classes together. So I saw her and I was like, okay, I think she's going to be because she's a great actress and she looks like 16 years old. So it was very easy to talk about this team with her. And I mean, I already choose actresses who weren't teenagers because it was difficult to talk about all these things and about to talk about the desire and how we decide something that it's incorrect, for example. And Victoria, the other April, I already met her in one film here in Mexico, in a long film. So I talked with her, and she was interested to play the role. And actually, the beautiful thing about my process in this short film is that I work like 3 months with them with these two chicks. So we talk about we talk a lot about the theme, about the characters. They didn't read the script, like they read one time when they decided to join to the film, and then we didn't work with the script like 3 months, and we already have like work tables with to talk about our personal past, me and them, and the feelings to be a teenager and the feelings to have your heart broken. And it was like a very kind and interesting process to talk with them.
How wonderful. Thank you for taking us through the process of these two, how of what these actors went through. Can you now tell us a little bit about the funding process of your film? You have made student film. What about you, Stephen? Both of you. How was the funding process different? And also because you have been making films other than this, you know. So for those who are listening to us, who are independent filmmakers, might get some insight into what they must be doing for their shots. If you can just take us through.
We got fundings by the city Vienna and by Lower Austria, so public fundings. And I also needed to find sponsors to sponsoring. And yeah, I had the parents of a friend of mine who love that I make movies and who always want to support me. And yeah, they said, okay, how much do you need? We will give it to you. And in the end, we had 12,000 euros for the film. And yeah, of course, I had to spend money myself. And yeah, it's getting easier when you have made successful movies before to get a funding. And after Fabiu, for my new short film, it was very easy to get the money, and we had the double amount of money now, so it's much easier. Yeah.
How nice. How nice. I'm glad to hear that, because Fabiu is such a wonderful film, and you know, that's so glad to hear that the process now has become a little more easier.
Yeah.
Right? Congratulations for
Thank
that.
you.
Nancy, how about you?
Well, we received a fund here in Mexico that calls the National Fund of Arts, and it has like a category for filmmaker that it's called like young creators. So I applied for the fund, and fortunately they gave us to us. So yeah, it was like a national fund thing. for young creators in Mexico.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for telling us about the process of your film and about the various stages that the film has gone through. My last question to both of you would be, what exactly are you expecting from the audience now that your films are ready and now they are showing? What are your expectations? And we would wrap with this last question.
Did you ask me first? Or?
Yes, Stephen, if you could go first and then Nancy.
Okay.
Anyone.
Yeah, I hoped that I made it. My goal, as I said, was to transport this feeling I experienced myself as I had this nightmare, and so that was all I hoped for, to make an emotional film that makes you overthink your life and makes you and also it was very important for me to let the people see the world through the eyes of old people, because there is a famous quote. I hope I will make it now. It's live as you will wish you have lived when you are dying. So it's this perspective to realize that your life will end one day. So it's now the time to live it as you wish to live it. Yeah, that's the main goal. Yeah.
Wow. Nancy.
Good enough.
Well, I am just I'm surprised because I didn't know that something that I write in Spanish and think in Spanish could like communicate something to other people in other places in the world. So it's a nice surprise that you talk about the film and you understand all the things that I wanted to tell. And I think that that's the beautiful part of the films, that you didn't need to speak the same language to communicate something deep. So I hope that all the people that see this film could feel what I was feeling to when I grabbed this and filmed this movie.
That's so wonderful, Nancy and Stephen. Both your films are so strong and they are so emotional. So thank you very much once again, and congratulations for making such beautiful films, and may many more people get to see it, because that's the beauty and magic of cinema. The language doesn't matter after a point. It's just the medium is the magic of the medium is such that it just transcends all kinds of barriers. So all the very best to you, and well, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you, ABHRA, for this wonderful discussion. You brought out the very many aspects of these two films, which people already must have seen it, obviously. And if anybody is watching this particular thing and have a question for Nancy or Stefan, please put it in the comment box below, and I'll make sure that they see that and answer your questions. And please join us on the closing award ceremony on September 5th. We'll know who won the award. There are 15 films in the International Narrative Shorts competition, which are competing in this particular category. So we'll know on September 5th who won. And our jury members comprise of very well-known filmmakers, actors, cinematographers, and festival curators, not just from India, but also from Italy and UK. So please join us on September 5th to watch the award ceremony, and we know who's going to be the winner. But whether you're a winner or not, basically, thank you for making such beautiful films and sharing it with us through Kashish to everybody in India and across the world. Really blessed to have all of you contributing to Kashish and making Kashish happen. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thanks a lot to you.
Thank you.